Hey, what's up YouTube? Skybadger here, and we are back on day 13 by the looks of it on our 100 player fan game series. So I've just had a snack and this is food in my mouth and it doesn't feel right, so here we go. Anyway, so if we have a look in the espionage tab, we have been doing some spying today and we stole some. God, that was not the goal. Sorry, United Kingdom, I didn't mean to steal your tax money, but hey, I'd rather we have it than he did. So the reason we'll be spying on the United Kingdom is he landed very briefly up here in this food province, and we cannot have that. That is a big no-no. So what we're doing now is we'll do that right now actually. So what we are actually doing right now is we're coming over to here, and he militarily is no longer a threat to us. He's too busy in Poland, sorry, backstabbing allies. Well, I mean, I don't know what's happening there, to be honest. So it could be a backstabbing, it could just be the game progressing. Regardless, we know what he's up to. So what we do need to do now is redeploy our military saboteurs on economic sabotage missions to get that piece of land back. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to here, and we are going to deploy our spies on economic sabotage mission. On economic sabotage. We're going to deploy our spies on economic sabotage. We're going to deploy our spies as economic saboteurs. So what this is going to do is it is going to decrease the morale of this province to the point where it will rebel and join us. So that's the plan right there. So hopefully we don't have to engage militarily, but that is the plan. Anyway, why we no longer have shared maps with Illinois is because we had that deal. So he'd take over the northern areas and I'd get his southern territories. That way we could very easily distribute morale. So that's what's happening at the moment. We've done it pretty well, and we've managed to gain heaps of territory. The one concession I did give him was he could keep all of his food due to his economy and his economic needs. So in fact, by taking over all this territory and leaving his food, he's going to be able to produce plenty of food now and actually build his army a lot bigger. So in a weird twist of events, taking away his land is actually going to be very useful to him, and it's actually going to make his army a lot bigger, because instead of having to feed his population, he can feed his army more and build a bigger army. So while he has lost a lot of land and a lot of other resources, he can definitely build his army a lot bigger now. And I only lost 200 food per hour capturing all that land, and I can build the production back up in my own territories, considering I have some very solid food production. So I can definitely do that and lift my own production a lot higher to compensate for that. Saying that though, we're just about at the 100 troop mark, which is nice. We'll chuck us up there in terms of most powerful nations once we cross that mark. Now, I wasn't building much this morning. I got pretty busy and didn't have time, but I've recently gone through and updated my build queue and made sure we're doing stuff. So if we come into here, we can see that in most of our cities we are upgrading industrial complexes, and we're also repairing some of the equipment we've literally just captured. So that's what's happening there. I'm also building a few naval bases. The few runways I'm building are to help increase aircraft production. In terms of the troops we're producing at the moment, we are producing our first cruisers, and I've got quite a few of these lined up. We need to get some cruisers out there quick so that when we do jump across to another continent, which we're going to have to do over the next few days, we are prepared. So I need at least cruisers. Considering the English have battleships, I'm in a really bad situation as is. So I can't really go up against that. If I was to attack this group here, I'd attack it with submarines, to be honest, considering I don't have the range. So that's the plan right there. I'm pretty keen to go for Europe next. Asia, could go for Asia. The problem with Asia is it takes so long and it's so big. So probably going to go and take on Europe. At least that's what I'm thinking. I haven't talked to the allies about that. So like I said, back to cruisers, producing them for that. We also need submarines to accompany cruisers and destroyers. So as we can see here, if we actually go into this province here and we have a look, you can see that I've got quite a bit in the build queue, and that will take some time to get through, but that will help us get our navy up quick. I'm also producing quite a few anti-air guns. Once again, just trying to build up my army and get it to a comfortable position that I'm happy with. At the moment, we're lacking anti-air guns. We also need a lot more anti-tank guns, a lot more infantry, and in terms of artillery, we're actually okay, but I definitely need to keep focusing on that and building it bigger. We have the food, just need more goods to do that. In terms of aircraft, we're also spamming out some tactical bombers and some interceptors, and they will help buff up our Air Force. Our Air Force is looking pretty good at the moment at 16, but I'd like to get up to 30. And then I will stop there and start building and focus on the fleet air arm of my Air Force. So the Air Force and the aircraft for my carriers. So that's the plan right there. So in the build queue, as we can see, I've got more cruisers lined up. Just need goods for these. And if any goods comes on the market, I'll probably snap it up really quickly and buy it, because I do need those goods. That's a shame. Someone at war with, probably Cuba, is selling goods. But that won't matter much longer. I'm about to finish him off. So that's the plan right there. Get goods, build ships. As we can see, got a whole lot of destroyers in production. How many got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we've got 7. So we'll need more than that. We'll need probably at least 18, because I want to build 2 fleets at this point, and definitely get a third later on. So we'll need more destroyers than that, which I can log them up, get them in line. Once again, more anti-air. We're building some barracks, just rebuilding and helping repair the cities that were recently just captured. Same again with the runways, that sort of thing, just rebuilding cities, and that's really about it. All these sites down here, these are for upgrades to our oil production. We've been able to lift it up to 200 while steadily increasing our production of oil. But considering we're now starting to produce a lot of aircraft and a lot of tanks, we're going to need even more oil, and we're going to need it quick. So 200 an hour is steady, but I would like to get that a lot higher. We're also going to have a lot of ports open while we spam out, well, not really spam out, but produce ships, so we're going to need those. So that's the plan going forwards. I see expansions in all sectors. Economic, not so much. We're focusing on oil production, but we have the food to sustain it. We have the income from goods to sustain it, we have the manpower to sustain it, and the iron to sustain it, and the rear, and the money. So I'm not too worried about that. We could do with more goods, obviously, but that would take a lot of investment to get that higher, and it would take a long time before it pay off. So at this point in time, we just really need to focus on our army, and we can focus on increasing that production later on. In terms of finishing off Cuba, who's really the only person we're properly at war with. We are technically at war with Peru. No, that is, I'm looking at Cuba. Where am I? I'm all the way up here, somewhere, South Mexico. Illinois, yeah, so we're at war with Illinois, but that will be over by the end of the day. And we are also at war with the Caribbean. So like I said, over probably by the end, well, day change at least. We've got these units heading over there to capture it now. So the plan going forwards, build up Navy, build up Air Force, and then visit Europe. Yeah, that sounds good. Sweet as, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.